a huge moment, and I know the reason it's so special is that all of you are here with us together. I don't take it for granted, and I'm very grateful. I'm eternally grateful for that. I look out and this is my people. You are home to me. So can I call you my family? Sure. So we can sort of pretend that we're all in someone's living room, just hanging out. Granted, it's a living room with 1,000 mystery titles and Starbucks downstairs, but we're together nonetheless, and that's all that matters. I want to take you back to November 1st, 2005. Right? This was my first year as a teacher. I was 2 months in, and on this particular day, I'm walking to class. It was a long period Algebra 1 class, 9th graders. A hot day, okay? This class was going horribly. It was going so bad. They were talking, they were interrupting. You'd think as the teacher standing at the front of the room, I'd be seeing all the shining faces the way I'm seeing all you guys. But no, I saw a lot of profile. I saw a lot of backs of heads, like ponytails whipping around like this. Like the girls would say something like this, like, "Oh my God, Adam quit it!" And Adam's back there like, "Dude, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was Ben." Like this is how we flirt, 9th grade. And I'm at the front of the room and I'm just bombing. I tried everything I could to reel them back to me, and I couldn't do it. It was a fail. All right. My department chair at the time, my first department chair, Kathy Edwards, she taught me that if a class was being disrespectful, if I did everything I could to reel them back to me and they weren't meeting their expectations, that I was permitted as a teacher to simply walk out of the room. That was the last resort, that teachers don't deserve that type of treatment. On that day I took her advice. I quietly packed up my stuff, felt the blood coming to my face, and I just walked out of the room. Okay? I walked to the faculty office just feeling like entirely alone, and I remember having this vivid thought in my mind. I asked myself, how will I ever get these kids to listen? The good news is, everyone, I did not ask, how will I ever get myself out of this situation? And that was the moment that changed everything for me. It was that moment I made a resolution, a commitment. I was no longer going to try these empty reels of trying to do these empty strategies that were going to conform the students to my whim or anything like that. I needed to put the rod down. And I needed to jump in the water and figure out what it's like to be a student. Figure out what it's like to be a learner of all things, in or out of school. And that journey started 11 years ago and has brought us to this day. This day is a culmination of that. And the mindset was as follows. One question: how do I connect individually to each person present so that their windows open up and they're ready to be inspired by my messages? How do I connect to each person one-on-one? And those discoveries have changed my life. They've changed my life as an educator, and they've changed my life as a person, how I operate in this world. Okay? This book is a roadmap to establishing those connections. I'd like to bring one of the ideas in the book to life with you together, since we're all together. So I'm going to ask everyone here to just simply imagine that you're doing something, some task maybe that you're not familiar with. Imagine some task you're not familiar with, and you're going through it. It might be in school, it might be at work, it might be with the computer, or even building an IKEA cabinet, something like that. Okay? And as you're fumbling with this thing you're not familiar with, start to think about what sort of thoughts and emotions are going on in your head as you're dealing with this task that you're unfamiliar with. Maybe you're feeling frustrated. Maybe you're feeling a bit of shutdown. Maybe you're feeling anxiety. Maybe like you feel stubborn. You're like, I want to try it until I figure it out, right? Now imagine that there's someone next to you who knows how to do the stuff. Someone next to you knows how to do the stuff. And you know that they know how to do it, okay? So let's explore 2 offers that this person who knows the stuff can give you. Offer number 1. Let me show you. Offer number 2. May I show you? See, the first offer, let me show you, implies that the teacher is in control. The second offer, may I show you, implies that the student is in control. See, when we're doing something that we're unfamiliar with, we may feel a total absence of control over our task. We feel powerless. And for someone to say, let me show you, that just reinforces the narrative. That makes us go like this. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, here. Yeah, show me the stuff. See, this is defeat, this body language. show me the stuff. This always happens. I can never get it. Please just show me the stuff, right? On the other hand, may I show you is invitational. You're now posing yourself as a resource, as an ally to the learner. So now they can decide when or even if they want your help, right? So they might say, you could ask them, oh, may I show you? And they'll say, oh, give me 5 minutes, let me figure it out. Now they're gaining their power back. They're gaining some control back. Or after 5 minutes, they're like, yeah, why don't you show me? And now the window is open. Now you're ready to give them the message. It's fascinating. When I sit with people one-on-one, the look on their face is priceless, right? I'll ask them, may I show you? And the look that they give me is like, yeah, that's why we're sitting here in the first place. But you actually asking my permission to show me. Thank you for that. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, why don't you, can you show me the thing? So I want to encourage everyone here, whether or not you're a teacher or a parent or an employer, or how about even a spouse? Try that one. May I show you? And see what happens to the dynamic. Yeah, a few people smiling. Imagine I asked my spouse that question. And so, like, let me show you the thing. May I show you has an uptick in the energy because it puts the student in control. All right? I think it's important before we conclude this talk to acknowledge the real reason we're here. Right? You are all here because of the signing. I'm so grateful to you for that. Okay? The real reason we're here, I believe, is that everyone in this room has a deep and profound need for inspired education for our kids. We're here for the kids. That's what this is all about, right? Isn't that why we're all in this space together? It's all about the kids. And so I think it's appropriate that if we're going to have this message, we should offer a message to the young people in attendance. So I saw a few from there. Hey, hi, see you tomorrow. Zach. Hey, Zach. What's up? So this is the message that would work for them. Okay, so all of us have been to a graduation ceremony, right? Someone stands up there, well-intended, offers the following message. All of us, when we hear it, we glaze over, we shut down. The message doesn't work for us, right? It goes something like this. Dear graduates, if you work hard and you find what you are passionate about, then you can do anything that you set your mind to. You. See, that's the wrong message for these kids. The preeminent challenge that this generation faces is a decreased ability to connect to other human beings based on the imbalanced use of technology. This is the challenge that they must overcome. This is this generation's challenge. And so for someone to stand up there and say, you this and you that, and put you over on you island is isolating. It doesn't hit the mark. What we need to be telling them is, figure out what makes you excited and find ways to offer that in service to others. What makes you excited and offer that in service to others. So I have students who love sports. Find people that love sports, strike up conversations, and find ways to get those messages and get that analysis to them, create structures to do that. Students who love to sing, scrape together a few dollars, go downtown, spend 3 hours, they offer a technician, create 5 songs, put it on a free website, and offer it for free. The second that one person smiles at what you do, that's your service. And that's the way to connect to people. I'm not talking about community service. That's a beautiful thing too. When you go somewhere and you offer the work. I'm talking about your service. What are you going to do to help people feel the same excitement that you feel? Right? Because honestly, 11 years ago when I was in that class and it was bombing, I wasn't thinking about today. Right? I was just thinking about how do I get through to these kids? How do I inspire them? How do I get these messages across them? How do I improve? That was my service at the time. And that led to success in the classroom. That led to Yay Math. And that led to this book. That's what this book is about. It's about connecting to the person in front of you. It's about reinforcing the relationship. Right? And when the relationship is reinforced, then any messages that you want to offer them, they're open to and they're ready to receive them. I want to thank you all for being here. This really means so much to me. I love everyone here looking out at you. This is a huge day, so thank you all for coming. Thank you so much.